last games they kind of have to catch up to everyone else before it's too late to even hit first or go for the top 10. Seatplit, 7 points. This is going to be kind of near that top 50 spot. He's looking to get a little bit higher past there. This is a very crucial game for him. 61 players left alive, so that placement is about to be handed out, I think, in just one more elimination, and he makes it happen onto Macwood, taking out such a big titan who could just influence this endgame. Now he's in some more control, has already got 3 eliminations this game, and he's still looking for more beams.
Yeah, Macwood goes down, and Seaplit trying to find his way back into this, and it's one of those few tournaments we've seen where even the qualifiers like this isn't even heat, and there's still money on the line. So like you mentioned it there, we do have to talk about these players dropping into that top 10, that first place, and getting those earnings which they're after as well. It's not just about qualifying like it normally is with these kind of finals and heats formats this time around, which is good. It's making those top players really play towards the end and know they need to play out their games properly, and we're seeing some of those players do that, and we're seeing some of the players not, though. Furious, one of the ones that's kind of been going a bit aggressive, trying to find his way up in there. I want to see where he is in this lobby now. If he's still having that aggression, or is he perched up and he's sitting pretty?
Yeah, oh my god, he gets crash padded right past. Curio, who was staying near edge zone, just trying to find a way to get safe, actually gets dangerous and then gets lethal. He's taken out. That's so good for him.
Yeah, it goes down here, and Curio now has that whole low ground area himself, so it's the elimination, it's the material, and it's the positioning now. That's another person that's just not near him he has to deal with is Clix and Blake. We talked about old teammates here going straight past each other here. Clix set up in the middle, looking pretty good. Hero is here as well with his 3 floppers. He's got 3 crash pads too. He's got a good loadout in a decent spot, and we're going to get that far northwest half, which does give this endgame a massive mountain potential. If it goes kind of northeast again, it's going to be a massive endgame here with a lot of verticality and a whole bunch of issues, and that's where whoever has that shockwave launcher or also the grappler. We haven't seen the grappler come into effect much today, Shia. It is usually in the hand of Cease, who's been playing insanely well, but I don't think we've actually tuned into a single person who has it today.
Not really at all, and right now there's so much space to actually climb for with that glider gun and the shockwave launcher. Curio took out Day, who was in first place, so now Reverse can bounce back and bounce up. Zexro too could have such a phenomenal game and catch up to that first place slot. It's literally anyone's game in this lobby. It's only just a little bit of that game 3 scenario we're looking at right now. So it's that halfway point. Everyone's just looking to find a way to stay at that top spot. Hero is chasing a beam, but at what cost? He gets straight next, box to box, wall to wall. Pickaxe out at the wrong time, but the tack shot does hit. Zone is moving, and he's not in zone just yet. He needs to land his final shot for the Siphon. He does. XNB used as a tool for another player once again to make it to endgame.
And that was a 2-point swing as well. Hero, I was going to say, if he went down there, that was a massive misplay. He aggressed onto that fight. 51 players alive. That top 50 gets you that 1 point. And 1 point, especially with old scoring formats, getting quite high doesn't sound like a lot. But when we talked about 1 point, I think it was 2, splitting top 30 from top 20, 1 or 2 points is massive. It's the difference between qualifying or making money and not. And unfortunately, XMB is on the other side of that 2-point swing. As Clarity looking pretty good here with 117 builds, no mobility, but a lot of meds, and he gets a pretty good zone. So he's looking pretty as Bugha. Someone will have high expectations on today, and Rokane looks like his first time he's made it into endgame here, trying to kind of keep that consistency going we've talked so much about.
This is going to be so tricky. Everyone is literally on the zone line. No one is on the left side of the zone making any late rotates, so mid-ground is going to be so dangerous. Clarity already missing 1 crash pad, has to get dropped down. No eliminations yet, only has placement points. He has so many good mats, but he's caught between such a hard spot with no mobility at all. There's the launch pad. He gets it. He's up in the air, but how long will he last? Absolutely naked in the sky, nowhere to connect to, no builds at all. He could get beamed at any moment. I think he'll land. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, it looks like he makes it. He does get into the box here. He has those splashes too if he wants to get back up to effective 100-100. So didn't need the mobility. The extra meds probably coming into advantage here. And he's making his way up as he has identified that, yes, I cursed that the zone did go even further up the mountain now. So Clarity is happy to make his way up. And he takes down Accept here. And he does. He gets that infinite chug, which is probably not usually worth carrying into this endgame. But he does get Ocean's Mythic Burst AR. And that does some serious damage as we have seen here today. Acorn in a beautiful spot. Stretch, obviously one of the most consistent players in these set lobbies on East, is in such a good spot on top of this lobby, looking down, and Acorn looking to do the same here as well. He is looking very pretty, just trying to put some damage out, and he does with that AR, doesn't even need the shotgun, takes him out as we see that Voom falls to himself. This verticality is going to cause so many issues for these guys. He pushes his way through, hits the crash pad here, that recyclable mobility to get back to frontside, and Acorn's putting on a clinic right now. He is playing so well.
It's because the lobby is so compact, but as soon as we get past that mountain, it expands, and that gives sightlines for Acorn. Taking out Illis, and after that, taking out West, so good for him. 3 eliminations overall, 19 points. He's looking to climb all the way up top. Day was at 30 points before, so if Acorn can have a clutch performance, he could possibly grab first. He has to move past people like Reverse 2K. He has to move past the entire lobby too, but he's kind of near second height. There's a glider gun you were talking about, Aussie. It's somewhere, I think it's going to be on this player in the box right now. If Acorn can get there and get that item, he could have what he needs to just take this lobby by storm.
It does, and the zone's going back again. It doesn't go straight up the mountain, so it's not too bad here. And Acorn in a good layer. He's kept himself around that kind of like mid to high ground layer, so he then has the ability where it doesn't matter where zone goes up or down. He has that control. 45 builds in the back pocket, making his way through. Stretch takes down Edgy. He breaks that crash pad. I believe that was him who broke his own crash pad. Don't know, but Stretch is on the high ground here, as we've seen Clean very far from Storm. I have to think maybe the shockwave launcher was in play there, as Al hanging around that second height. Is he going to make a play onto Stretch? Bandit here now looking very, very good. Has that tack in the back pocket to try and get those big shots here at the end game. Blake falls. He's got 1 crash pad, 5 chug splashes, starting to ramp up here at the end game, trying to see if he gets that big moment to push him through, or does he kind of just stay around these builds and get those consistent placements? He's on 13 points. He's looking great, and he's 5 away from getting a guaranteed placement every time someone falls. This is the moment where we see so many people's games fall apart, Shire. They just go for that one too many elimination, or they make that one wrong move, that one wrong layer, and everything falls apart.
Bandit's already switched layers so many times. He is in such a dangerous spot here. He has that pocket crash pad. It could come into huge play in this next minute. This 9th zone's closing in with Owl gets another elimination. Stretch now is down box to box, getting that huge kind of reef of Owl's actual taken out from the competition there. Pandouche is also on high ground. Bugha is down low with TJ Clarity and Jelty. It's a 4-way box fight down below, and Stretch is just chilling all the way up top. Absolute chaos. Clarity gets one. It's onto Bugha. Everyone's going down. Jelty's also alive. Bandit is in mid-ground box to box. Stretch now is taking a stroll down to low, seeing what's going on. Bandit is absolutely defending his ground and his boxes. It's now down to 4 as everything calms down a bit.
Everything calms down a little bit. It's going to heat up soon. We have teammate upon teammate. Clarity takes down Bugha, but Clarity, the only player inside that top 5 in that position to hold on to his mantle, because I think Stretch is coming for him. Stretch wants to hit that hat trick. He wants to be the back-to-back-to-back round 3 winner or DreamHack finals in these set lobbies, as Clarity now can only take 2 ticks from Storm. He's down here. He's trying to see if he can close this one out. Jumps down. Tack gets put to use. Has to take 3 shots. That extra shot may have been too much as Bandit takes him down. So it is Bandit versus Stretch in this endgame. Stretch has the high ground advantage, but Bandit has every other advantage. Do we see our first heal off today? No, the crash pad comes out, trying to use that to get on top, and he does. Bandit in the bounce house, bounces around Stretch though. His aim is just clinical, it is precise. The shockwave launcher in the hand of Stretch is so dangerous, and he closes it out, of course.
You call him Liquid Stretch. I just see solid speed right there. What an insane reaction in hitting that shot. I'm gonna need a slow-mo breakdown of that one and the whole game too. I'm throwing it to some analysts and one host who will not be named.